Everyone certainly at least recognizes the name, whether that be because of the 3.3 billion packages sent worldwide in 2017, or the fact that they're the second biggest employer in the United States with over 500,000 employees. Or because we have an Amazon product, Amazon Echo, in our very class. Hi, Alexa. Amazon as a company is extremely prominent in our daily life and appears to be very good for America and its economy, as it certainly seems like the future is a great stimulant for the economy. However, over recent years, Amazon has started to show similarities with big companies like Standard Oil over 100 years ago in how they treat competition and their employees. Big companies like Amazon and Standard Oil, if given too much power, can hurt the economy and citizens extremely easily if left unchecked. Because of this, it is essential that we are aware of the history and the patterns that companies show before abusing the public. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, John D. Rockefeller and Standard Oil monopolized the oil market and ran all competitors into the dirt. Oil was an extremely precious and important commodity at the end of the 1800s, and Rockefeller was able to control almost all of the market. He did this through a few cutthroat techniques to consolidate the market. Some of them are temporarily undercutting the prices of competitors until they either went out of business or sold to Standard Oil, or dispatching thugs who used threats and physical violence to break up the operations. He was able to form what is called a trust. A trust is an arrangement of stockholders in a group of companies transferred their shares into a single set of trustees who controlled all of the companies. This was very important for the growth and what led to why it had to be split up. For this reason, the United States government was forced to bring a case with the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 against Standard Oil, and in 1908 they were broken up into many smaller factions. The Antitrust Act was initially written to stop these monopolies from hurting the public. Prior to their split, they represented nearly 90% of the market and were controlling all of their competitors, hurting them all and hurting the public through their employees and the way they treated their competition. Even today, the companies that it was split into, like ExxonMobil, Chevron, BP, and Marathon, represent the majority of the oil market, dominating it up to like 80 to 85%. You may be asking what exactly this has to do with Amazon, as they at least don't seem to be doing many of these terrible things. However, in recent years, Amazon has started to adopt similar cutthroat techniques to dominate different industries. They are able to do this because they have such in-depth analytics about almost any market. They combine this knowledge with an overall business plan that does not require any profits to run almost any competition into the dirt. They cut prices until they're losing millions of dollars just to hurt competition. Then once the competition is forced bankrupt, or to the point where they fail, Amazon buys them out completely. Specifically, this happened to an online retail service that sold diapers, Diapers.com. They refused to sell it to Amazon, so Amazon checked their analytics, saw what was most profitable for Diapers.com, and then sold similar products for much cheaper. And in a couple of months, Diapers.com went bankrupt and was forced to sell to Amazon. The idea that a company can so easily destroy competition is quite frightening. Recently, some Amazon employees are reporting terrible working conditions and even having to pee in bottles because they had no time for a bathroom break. These reports are very similar to old trusts and mega corporations like Standard Oil. Another complex issue where Amazon starts to vary from Standard Oil is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. This is pretty complicated subject, so I'll try and get as in-depth without completely losing you guys. AWS is an Amazon service used by 40% of the internet. This means that 40% of all internet traffic goes through Amazon. This includes many government websites and basic necessity websites that we use every day. This is very dangerous for all of us, as Amazon could hypothetically do some very, very dangerous things if they felt they were untouchable. They held on to incredible amounts of information and could even deny usage to certain people. Keep in mind that they have been able to build power without hurting the public in their business ventures so far. You may be asking why the government hasn't brought up a case against Amazon yet, and that is because they haven't gone against the principal part of these laws: hurting the public. No matter how bad Amazon has been for some small vendors, and even some big ones like Toys R Us, they haven't done anything to hurt their customers. And until they hurt their customers, the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 is not effective to them. However, Amazon is clearly very dangerous to the public and needs to be hindered in the complete domination of just about every market. This is why I'm calling to update these 128-year-old laws in order to adapt to this new, rapidly growing internet age. Amazon's current unyielding power, which is growing along to potential harm they can cause the public, is just too catastrophic. So whether an updated clause to incorporate internet businesses or a whole new set of rules, something needs to be changed. After all, some people think Amazon could be listening on this very conversation. Hi, Alexa.